Hello and welcome to episode 11 of Everything Everywhere All at Once. This episode is all about quantum computers. I'm your host, Stephen Edwards. Okay, so we've talked already in the past about how the movie Everything Everywhere All at Once was the inspiration, at least behind the title of this series. And as it is about many things, technology, human relationships, our fears, hopes, our insecurities, as well as the multiverse and quantum mechanics. It turns out so is this series, right? Because I'd not watched the movie when I saw the title, and I just thought, that'd be a great title for this series. Nice synchronicity, right? So it just shows you when you're on purpose, everything starts to align. And the movie shows that not only are there multiple universes or the multiverse, but they're all happening everywhere in everything all at once, right? So everything everywhere all at once is connected. The movie's based on quantum theory where everything exists already, and by paying attention and making decisions, we determine the reality that we experience. You can have two people standing next to each other living in different realities. You ever been to see a movie with someone and then afterwards said, what do you think about the movie? They tell you what they think and you're going, was that the same movie? Anyway, everything or everywhere all at once exists and is happening now. And I use the analogy, if you were to take a cylinder of water, like maybe a glass of water, right? And that water could have particles in it all over. It could be full of particles. But all the particles at the top, in the middle, and below, and every particle in between all exist at the same time. And if you take and encapsulate that glass of water as time, then there is one moment. Everything is happening all at once. Yeah. Anyway, so we're noticing that right now, this perception of time seems to be melting, doesn't it? What do I mean by that? It seems to be speeding up. The Mayan calendar ended in 2012. And depending on who you ask and talk about, the Mayans knew that the perception of time was determined by the Earth, the frequency of the Earth, and that after that date, December the 21st, 2012, time as we knew it would no longer have any meaning. So as far as quantum mechanics is concerned, time doesn't even exist, right? From a practical perspective, it's a way to measure movement and make plans. So we need to use it. It's a very valuable tool, but it's not a reality. It's a way that we measure the movement, and we can plan to be somewhere at a certain time, right? So we have a perception of time, but this perception is enhanced by the revolution of our Earth, our home, the sunset and sunrise, the changes in the light as the Earth revolves. So we can say we know it's evening or morning, but really the Earth is just spinning around in one eternal moment of time, right? One revolution is a return to the starting point. And interestingly, if you look at the first four letters of the word love, you turn them around, they spell evolve. Evolving is a return to love. So we're also experiencing time via the frequency of the Earth entering our heart, okay? So just as if you send frequency into a droplet of water and increase the energy, increase the frequency, the energy speeds up and the vibration in the water as energy is dispersed. So it creates this increased vibration. The speed increases. The faster or higher frequency of planet Earth, the faster everything everywhere all at once vibrates. So it speeds everything up and time seems to go by faster. So the speed, vibration, the frequency of the universe and therefore planet Earth is speeding up. And that's why our perception of time is telling us, man, this year went by so fast. You thought you were getting older. You don't have to worry. Your vanity is intact. Right? So we are getting older in terms of the way we might look, but that's due to the gravitational pull on our physical cells or our body, right? So the bottom line is we're evolving, going back to love, right? We're returning to love, our nature, and technology is the vehicle that will drive us home. And home is where? Where the heart is, right? And our heart is connected to Mother Earth, right? Through frequency that enters our heart. And Earth is another way of spelling what? Heart, right? Look at the word Earth. It actually is the word heart. And so our heart is connected to Mother Earth's heart, and it's heart to heart, right? So our mother never left us, never could. And what happens is the frequency increases. It's also pushing out the higher density emotions, energy in the cells of our being, in the cells of our body, pushing them out. And then when this energy is pushed out, we want to hold it down, right? Because we're like, I don't want people to see that I'm angry. I don't want people to see that part of me. And so we suppress it. And that means if we don't let it out, it will destroy us. So what we're seeing right now in the physical plane is a reflection of our inner revolution that's going on inside it. It's really a spiritual revolution that's manifesting itself as a physical revolution. So it's important that you process your PTSD, or post-traumatic stress disorder, that probably all of us have had to go through at some point in your childhood, whatever it might have been, right? So we've got to process it, get past it. We've got to practice forgiveness. We've got to have compassion, all the things that some people in the past have told us we need to do. Well, we do. And it's becoming more and more apparent, right? You know, Buddhism is all about compassion, isn't it? Understanding that the person that may be inflicting pain isn't as much pain as the person having the pain inflicted upon them. And when we can practice compassion for both sides, we're beginning to transcend the illusion of evil. Evil is just people living backwards. And then there won't have to be as many souls that come onto Earth to do all this stuff to wake us up. I know it's your fault and you didn't know. All right. So the computer, the internet, everything, everywhere, all at once is us. They're an outward expression, a physical representation of an inner potential that lies within us. And just like we might wear floaters on our arms when we learn how to swim, you might still be using them. It's okay. It's not a judgment here, right? But when we learn how to swim, we usually no longer need or use the floaters, right? So with all this technology is simply floaters as we learn how to swim, how to live, and do all the things that technology is doing for us right now. All this technology is going to democratize, decentralize, and demonetize everything. Where? Everywhere. When? All at once. No, yeah. So there'll be nothing to fight for. Well, what if I want to fight my sister to wear that Listen, Linda. So we will have radical abundance. Have whatever you want. A blouse like your sister's. Be who you really are. And all this is just going to be so easy, right? No. I said it would be simple. I didn't say it'd be easy, right? So, but you don't want it to be easy anyway. Yeah, Stephen, I really do. No, look. I was just watching a preview or a promotion for a documentary on one of the streaming channels. It's about the young gymnasts, the female gymnasts, and what they go through to accomplish what they do. And someone was saying it's even harder for them to go through the Olympic trials than it is in the Olympics. But the struggle, the challenges, I mean, that they get up in the middle of the night to go work out, because and they still have to go to school, and then they train after school, and the sacrifices they make, the energy that it takes for a moment that if it's not perfect, it's over. And everything they've worked for in their mind might be lost, although it really isn't. But my point is, without that struggle, without that resistance, how would they know? How could they have that joy of winning that medal? They couldn't. So there. All right. So we just need to have faith to get us through the challenges, right? And the scary moments that are for sure ahead. Faith is freedom. The more faith you have, the more freedom you experience. The more you know that everything is happening for you and nothing happens against you, the stronger your faith, the more freedom you experience, and the less control the outer reality has upon you. Okay. So we have taken a very brief look at one of the biggest drivers of the change that has come along so far, and that, of course, is AI. Now, another major driver of the rapid, radical, revolutionary, exponential changes that are taking place is going to be quantum computing. So let's take a look here. This is a definition of AI this is a definition of quantum computers by AI. Losing my marbles, right? So harnessing quantum mechanics to solve problems faster. The speed of quantum computers is breathtaking, as we'll look at in a moment. So this is a young man called Michio Kaku, who has become very famous in the world of quantum computing and has written many books about it, including Quantum Supremacy. What is that? We're going to look at it. All right. So he tells a story, actually. I've been watching him speak a number of times. He's told this story a number of times. And it's a pretty cool story. He says, when Einstein was an old man, he was tired of giving the same speech over and over again. And one day his chauffeur came up to him and the chauffeur said, "Professor, I know that you know this, but I'm actually a part-time actor. And I've heard your speech so many times, I've memorized it. So why don't we switch places? Just, have some fun. I will put on a wig, a mustache, and I will be the great Einstein. And you can put on my jacket, be my chauffeur, and just hang out." So Einstein, he liked the idea. And so they switched places. This went along famously until one day a mathematician at the back asked a very difficult question. Einstein thought, the game is up now. But then the chauffeur, thinking on his feet, said, "Why, that question is so elementary, even my chauffeur can answer that question." Okay, so I thought that was pretty funny. So here's a quantum computer. So even the most elementary question or the most complex question, the most complex challenges we face as humanity can and will be answered by quantum computers for reasons we'll discuss in a moment. So the first question you might have there is, why does this thing look like a chandelier, right? Well, because it has a dual purpose. No, just kidding. All right, so the actual computer, the computer part, is going to be like a regular PC that will be at the bottom of that chandelier. So what is the chandelier? That is the cooling system, right? So maintaining qubits, quantum bits, qubits, right, at extremely low temperatures is crucial for the proper functioning of quantum computers, as these delicate units are highly sensitive to heat. If the temperature of a qubit rises too much, it loses its quantum state, rendering the computer incapable of performing calculations. The optimal temperature for a quantum computer is approximately 0.015 degrees Kelvin, which is colder than the temperature of liquid helium commonly used for cooling. So consequently, quantum computers are housed in large cryogenic refrigerators equipped with various heat removal methods, such as superconducting magnets, liquid nitrogen, and liquid helium. The cooling system contributes significantly to the overall cost of a quantum computer, as you can imagine, sometimes accounting for up to half of the total expense. However, this cost is justified by the indispensability of the cooling system for the computer's proper functionality. So cooling quantum computers poses certain challenges, including maintaining extremely low temperatures for extended periods, providing a stable environment for the sensitive quantum computers, and scaling up the cooling system as quantum computers become more powerful and accommodate more qubits. Nonetheless, continuous progress is being made in developing more efficient and affordable cooling systems for quantum computers, promising a future where this technology becomes more accessible and cost-effective. So quantum computers will allow us to literally download our memories. I know you might have been trying to forget some things. Well, you can edit it, all right? But while we are alive, we can do this. We will be able to do this. We'll be able to look back at the movie of our life. We don't have to wait to the end anymore. I know. You'll be able to do life reviews while you're alive. I don't know. Could be good or bad, right? That might make you think a little bit more about what you're doing, right? We'll be able to download consciousness so we can actually carry on living without your body. Okay, you might not want that either, but it's going to be a choice, all right? And neither might other people, so just so you know. Anyway, this all brings up so many questions, right? Moral questions, social questions, the impact this could have on the lives of other people. What rights will your consciousness have? Will you still get to vote? What about if you want to get married? I know. With BrainNet, you will know your next feelings or emotions. This is a whole new world, isn't it? Yeah, it will be. Emojis will become real, actually feeling emotion. Where does wealth come from? There are going to be so many new opportunities to create wealth. Quantum computers will be another technology that will what? Democratize, decentralize, and demonetize what? Everything. Where? Everywhere. When? All at once. That doesn't mean that you can just hang out until we've got quantum supremacy, all right? You need to start getting involved now. But just like the fact that we have the technology to solve climate change, we got it. It's here. We've got it. We are in a race to implement the technology before we destroy the earth, the environment, our home, and run out of time. The universe is so smart, right? It's like, you're not going to just sit around. Keep you moving. A sense of urgency. Everything, everywhere, all at once is born from and lives in a sense of urgency. Otherwise, it dies. There's no middle ground. It's dying if it doesn't do that, right? So you didn't have a sense of urgency. All right, so the same applies to wealth creation. The way the economy is going and what is ahead, you can't afford to wait for quantum supremacy to get started, all right? Things are likely to get much, much worse before they get better. We already have radical, rapid, revolutionary, exponential change in everything, everywhere, all at once. So what do you think quantum computers are going to do? Slow it down? No. It's going to massively accelerate everything, everywhere, all at once. It's going to accelerate the exponential growth of AI, nanotechnology, biotechnology, science at the molecular level. So it's going to affect our lives in so many different ways. For example, a college student who is taking an exam could just blink and all the answers are going to be right there. They're no longer going to need to memorize anything. Periodic tables, amino acids, instant access. You're going to be able to recognize anybody's face, anybody you've ever met and ever known. You're going to be able to look at them and you're going to know instantly all their background, when you met, what you talked about, what their background is, and probably a lot of what they've been doing since you last met them to catch up. All right. I mean, do you ever see someone and you can't remember their name or where you met them? That'll be a thing of the past. So when you see someone, your internal computer will give you their biography, where you've seen them before, etc. You'll know exactly who everyone is. You're going to have an MRI, a portable MRI in your cell phone, like a scanner, and your cell phone is going to become part of you as well. So it's even going to be inside you. I know. Because you got to be thinking, am I going to carry all this around? You're not going to need to worry about that. It's going to be on a chip. All right, so you're going to have robo-lawyers that speak every language, knows every law in every country, and can access every case law instantly. Teledoc is going to get cheaper and more efficient. It's going to be smoother, seamless, frictionless. Okay, so there's another picture of a quantum computer. And where does the computer go? It goes at the bottom of all of that. What would you call that? Rigmarole? That's all the cooling system. It's kind of pretty, though, isn't it, too? It almost looks like some kind of an alien on its own, right? But the computer is actually pretty small. We're going to have robo-investors, robotic investors that scans the market, recognizes patterns, and tells you where the investment opportunities are going to be instantly. Are we still going to have doctors and lawyers? Yes. And they will use this technology. Just like right now, you probably remember IBM came up with the computer Watson, right? And now a lot of their companies, they've just come up with Watson X. I think I mentioned that just recently, which is their new programs of using AI. They called it Watson X. We talked about how X is becoming a letter that's used more and more, just like SpaceX, X, replaced Twitter, etc., 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 etc. Anyway, so right now, Watson is reading 25,000 medical articles a minute. And so when doctors are looking for the best and latest particular protocol for cancer, guess who they ask? Me. I'm sorry, no, Watson, right? Yes, they ask Watson, and Watson gives them the best advice. All right, surgeons are going to use AI and robots because they're much better and safer. Listen, the robot, the AI, the quantum computer don't wake up and have an argument with their wife before they come and cut someone open, right? They don't leave the scissors in there because they're frustrated and they get distracted. It happens every day. Are we still going to have paralegals? No, they're going to be gone. If you're a paralegal, think about what you're going to do instead. We're going to have robo-architects, robo-engineers. Your quantum computer will run everything. Where? Everywhere. When? Okay, so using quantum computers, the robotic industry will become bigger than the auto industry. Just to put it in perspective, right? So will there be thousands of people involved in designing machines and repairing robots? No. Won't the robots do all that? Mm-hmm. So you will call a robot for everything. You'll argue with them. You'll talk to them in the car, in your house. Your robot will drop you off and park. And then go park itself. And then it'll remember where you are and pick you up when you are ready, wherever you are, right? You'll be able to order a car. You'll say, in 1 hour, I need a car. You'll be able to say, I want whatever make and model it is and the color. No problem. Oh, yeah, I can imagine which cars you're thinking of right now. All right, so the population of the Earth will peak at between 9 and 10 billion people. And then we'll see a massive decline in the global population. One of our biggest challenges in the future is going to be the decline in population of the planet. It is a fact that as people become more wealthy, they have less children. And of course, we've got contraception. So we are seeing fertility rates plummet. Japan already loses a third of a million people every year. I'm not sure if that's exact, but it's anyway. The Japanese population will contract at a rate of 1 million people per year, official Japanese government estimates say. So populations of Germany, Austria, Switzerland are going to start contracting as Japan is now contracting. China will lose half of its population by the end of this century. We have declining and aging global population as well. People want to live longer and work less. Interesting. Ask and you shall what? So now we have all this new research technologies around longevity, which we'll get into, right? And you've got technology that's going to do the vast majority of the work for us. So we can live longer, do less, and have more. Wow. The technology is already here for us to live longer, healthier lives, do less, and have more. And have a mission, a vision and purpose for our life. This is why it's always been important. But people's purpose usually has just been to go to work and make a living to support their family. And that sustained them. It's not sustaining people anymore. We need to have a mission, vision, and purpose that allows us to make a difference in the world. That's what people want. They want to make a difference in the world. I mean, not you. I mean, you don't want to make a difference, right? I mean, how boring would that be? Yes, I know you do. All right. So that's what fulfills you, right? So we're going to be working on your mission, vision, and purpose, not how to get a job. All right. The tipping point is going to be when robots become self-aware. This is called singularity. What? Yes, singularity. But there's going to be one single robot? No, they're all going to be married. No, what singularity means is that they do not plug into anything. They're self-sustaining and can replicate themselves. I'm not even going to get into that right now. All right. I'm just saying that's what's going to be able to happen. And this is something we're going to address, which is English for address. Anyway, it's something we're going to address in future episodes of Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. Right now, robots don't know that they're robots. Some people call them adding machines, but they might get offended at that. All right, so here you can see a room full of quantum computers. And as you can see, it's going to be, with the complexity and the size of these things, it'll be impractical for most people to own their own quantum computer. They're too big, but just like the original computers were huge, even bigger than this, right? Once we create superconductors, we thought we'd done that with LK99, right? And it wasn't, but we're getting closer. So once we can create superconductors, the size of quantum computers will be the same as regular computers. Now, we also created, some of you might not have been around long enough to remember, but we already have supersonic transportation. We've already got the technology. The problem when it came out, remember the Concorde, it was too loud. And so people just said, so they shut it down. All right, but we figured that out now. So supersonic air travel is coming back, and quantum computers have and will play a huge role in its continued technological advancement. So who will be the losers in all this? Well, I'm not going to talk not really about winners and losers, but what's going to go away and what's going to stay and what's going to evolve out of all this, right? People who will not listen and want to hold on to the past and refuse to adopt and integrate these changes in technology into their lives, you might say they're going to lose. They're going to lose. It'd be like, if someone said, I'm just not going to use any technology or computers. In terms of what's going to go on in the world, they're going to get left behind. It's more difficult to function in the world. It's not impossible, and people do. And some people are very happy with the lives that they have without technology. I mean, really, but you probably won't. Anyway, so automated jobs will be wiped out. People who are what we call in the middle or intermediaries, stockbrokers, banks themselves, realtors, mortgage brokers. Now, you can imagine this is going to cause a significant amount of upheaval, isn't it? And as you can imagine, some people are not going to like these changes, right? And there's going to be resistance. There's going to be a lot of resistance, right? So a paradigm shift, 3 distinct phases. First, it's vehemently opposed. All these things are being vehemently opposed. Second of all, they're ridiculed, put down. And third, they're accepted as being obvious. So all these things are going to go through these things. You think that banks are just going to go, oh, okay, you don't need this anymore, let's go away? No, they're going to vehemently oppose it and do all kinds of crazy things that many people would consider immoral, illegal, to stay in position, stay in their power, right? But they are going to fall away. They're not going to have any choice because we have technology that means what they do right now can be done by technology, which some of which we've talked about, right? So we're going to be able to identify the needs in the market with AI. We're going to use AI to set up the manufacturing, and probably most of it's going to be done with 3D or 4D printing, which we'll get into later, and then deliver the items to our customers. It's going to be an extension of what Amazon do already, but the amount of energy that it's taking to do that, the number of people, which is going down, is going to come to one person, you. And it's already doing that. You may have a business online already selling all kinds of things that you never, ever touch, right? That you have maybe a website and services with Shopify who do everything for you, including deliver the merchandise. So this is not really new. It's just going to get easier and easier and easier, more and more streamlined, less and less friction, more and more done with technology. Music, digitized music, the media, writing music simply by saying into the software, into the AI, I'd like you to create a song with lyrics that John Lennon would write to music that Madonna would write. Whatever you want, you can mix it up, right? So you don't need to write music to be able to do that. Medicare is going to be more and more digitized. They're going to be able to look at your blood and identify the hallmarks of cancer that we can't diagnose today. Unfortunately, for most time, we diagnose the cancer is when someone's already got the tumor, which is sometimes it's too late. So quantum computers are going to be able to see tumors 10 years before they ever arrive in the body. They're going to be able to see them 10 years in the blood. So the word tumor will literally disappear from our language. They're going to digitize the human body, and they're going to be able to print human organs. They can do this already, by the way. Like they'll print an ear. Like you lost your ear on the way to work. I don't know what you were doing, but you lost your ear, right? And so you need a new one. So you go down to the 3D printing, Xerox, what do you call it, FedEx, and just say, I need a new ear. Okay, exaggerate a little bit, but that's what's going to happen. They're going to be able to print your ear. They're going to seed it with your own cells. And the cells will grow into ears or an ear. I mean, if you lost them both, that'd be a little bit extreme, but we can digitize the bladder, skin, noses, heart, the valves, complete windpipes. AI can do all this along with 3D printers from your own cells. Quantum computers, of course, are going to be a major player in it. So we can rebuild you. Literally now. Hopefully you won't be the $50 billion man, but you'll be a little bit more than $100 probably. The next organ to be digitized is the liver, then cartilage. The next thing then, the mind. What? Mm-hmm. So memories can be digitized, uploaded for Alzheimer's patients. In the movie The Matrix, reality itself was uploaded to the brain. Oh, here we go. Are you going to say that this is all a simulation, Stephen? I already have. So the Matrix was an analogy for what is happening, right? So we are doing all that. Have you ever had that feeling just before you go to sleep that everything is fake? That you are the only real person? Have you ever had that thought? Yeah, well, you really are crazy. All right, so when you wake up in the morning and you push a button and then you can watch your dream. It'd be interesting. So the losers, what's going to fall away? Repetitive jobs, a lot of the agricultural jobs, the jobs you love to do. And so what are going to be the things that you're going to need to have in the future? Intellectual capital. People who believe in the mind, creativity, and experience. We're going to create intellectual capitalists. You're going to capitalize on your intelligence. And you need to be the forefront of these areas. Okay, we're going to write them down. Number one is innovation. Number two is your experiences. You can capitalize on your experiences. Number three, your knowledge. Number four, know-how. Number five, leadership. Number six, creativity. This will be the currency of the future, creativity. Now, you probably heard of Moore's law in the world of computing, right? That we could double the capacity and half the size of chips every couple of years. Right now, we're able to create these chips about 20 atoms across, and that is the thinnest layer possible right now in the Pentium chip. But 5 to 10 years, it'll be only 5 atoms across. Wow, that's going to be amazing, right? Yes, and at that point, something called the Heisenberg principle kicks in. It's a principle of uncertainty. See, at that point, you don't know where the electron is anymore, and it leaks at an atomic level. The silicon leaks. Silicon is unstable. So we're staring, at the end of the silicon age. What? Yes, every age comes to an end. A new age will dawn, the post-silicon era. Silicon Valley will become a rust belt, just like the steel rust belt of old. Not going to happen anytime really soon, a decade or two away, but quantum computers will be the next revolution of quantum computation. Like I said, we thought LK99 might be the first superconductor. It wasn't, darn it. But right now, massive cooling systems for quantum computers because of the friction. But when we can get it to be no friction, it's going to change everything. And not just quantum computers, because we have friction in the transference of electricity and so many other things. When we can take out that friction, we are going to be able to do things never done before at speeds never done before. So when we can get the complete quantum computer down to the size of a regular laptop or even smaller, is going to mean that everybody, everywhere, all at once, can have their very own quantum computers. So making quantum computers accessible to everyone is going to decentralize, democratize, and demonetize everything, everywhere, all at once. So this revolution is going on. And, we tend to think of ourselves as at war with other things, including technology sometimes. And we weaponize technology, and we'll get into that later too. But Jack Ma, who is considered to be a global leader, he's the founder of Alibaba in China and a very wise man, was once asked what he thought about all this. And he said, yeah, we're at war. We're at war with technology. And we may even be at war with robotics. However, we will win this war because we have and we possess something that the artificial intelligence does not. And that is a heart. And in the heart is wisdom. And technology does not have the wisdom of the heart. Isn't it amazing how so many of these vibrant, successful, visionary entrepreneurs are talking more and more about the heart and intuition being the guidance which gets them where they are. We'll talk more about that too. All right. So we're prediction machines. We're always trying to figure out what's going to happen next. Animals are not. They don't care. They don't have any sense of time, right? If you go home and try and explain to your cat and dog what time is, they're not going to get it. All right. I mean, you're welcome to try. Let me know how that goes, right? So you'll quickly realize that animals cannot understand tomorrow. Yeah, they hibernate when it gets cold, but they have no understanding of tomorrow. They live in the present. We're trying to get there too, right? So we are prediction machines. Birds nest, bears hibernate. The brain is a prediction machine in the frontal cortex. And so we're about to enter the quantum age. Quantum computers will exponentially enhance AI, our memories, or simply software. We will attain immortality and transcendence. You know, Yogi Berra he said in his quote, prediction is hard, especially when it's about the future. When you come to a fork in the road, take it. The computing power of quantum computers is going to redefine computation by leveraging quantum mechanics to solve quantum problems at unprecedented speed. Unlike traditional computers that possess options sequentially, quantum computers can analyze every potential answer simultaneously. Yes, everything, everywhere, all at once. Kind of a theme here. Pinpointing the optimal solution with extraordinary efficiency. The stark difference in approach makes direct speed comparisons between quantum computers and supercomputers challenging. In a demonstrated breakthrough, Google's Sycamore quantum computer achieved quantum supremacy in 2019 by solving a problem that would have taken the world's most powerful supercomputer a staggering 10,000 years. While quantum computers are still in their infancy and not yet rivaling supercomputers in general purpose computing, their potential is undeniable. The speed and computational abilities of quantum computers pose significant implications for various fields. In cryptography, quantum computers can factor large numbers exponentially faster than supercomputers, capable of breaking encryption algorithms. Now, everything has an upside and a downside. This could potentially expose every bank account, national secret, and corporate data around the globe, thereby prompting a universal race to develop new cryptographic protocols. Moreover, quantum computers can rapidly find the ground state of molecules, opening up new horizons in drug discovery and materials science. This could facilitate the design of new drugs for ailments like cancer and Alzheimer's and help understand materials behavior more intricately. Quantum computers also excel in solving optimization problems more efficiently than supercomputers, which can revolutionize industries like aviation, traffic management, and finance. As quantum technology advances, we anticipate that we will outperform supercomputers in these and various other applications, ushering in a new era of computational supremacy. Okay. It's difficult to say exactly when quantum supremacy will be achieved. However, there are a number of factors that could contribute to its achievement. These include the development of more powerful quantum computers. As quantum computers become more powerful, they'll be able to solve more complex problems that are currently out of reach for classical computers. The development of better algorithms for quantum computing as researchers develop better algorithms for quantum computing, they'll be able to use quantum computers to solve problems that were previously thought of to be impossible. The availability of more qubits. Qubits are the basic unit of information in a quantum computer. As the number of qubits in a quantum computer increases, its capabilities also increase. There are a number of different research groups working on quantum computers and quantum supremacy. Some of the most notable groups include Google AI. They use a 53-qubit quantum computer called Sycamore to solve a problem would take a classical computer, as I said, 10,000 years. IBM, of course, is involved, and they have a 65-qubit computer called Eagle. Intel, and they've developed a 49-qubit quantum computer called Tangle Lake. All right, so these are some of the companies involved. Look, it's also possible that it will take longer than we might think right now, depending on the progress of research. But once quantum supremacy is achieved, it will open up a new era of possibilities for computing. Yes, the Chinese scientists have claimed to have achieved quantum supremacy. In December 2020, a team from the University of Science and Technology of China announced that they had developed a photonic quantum computer called Yuanzhang. I don't know. It looks like Zhuhai, that had achieved quantum supremacy. Right now, it is a race to quantum supremacy. Another race, as we have talked about, is the AI race, in the corporate world and globally, the AI arms race, the race to solve climate change. Perhaps that's why we're called the human race. Okay, well, we are back to the yellow brick road. So rather than quantum computing creating another brick in the wall, quantum computing is another brick paving the way for us along the yellow brick road. To go where? The Emerald City. What is the Emerald City? It's our home. And where's home? It's where the heart is, right? Okay. All right. So don't be pushed by your problems. Be led by your dreams. No, it's not what it says. It says be pulled by your dreams. Thank you, Stephen. All right. So there's a lot to absorb here. So let's take a moment to take a breath. Deep breath in. Let it out. Take another deep breath in. Just gently close your eyes. And this piece of sultry, as we know, sultry is the poetry of the heart. It just comes through the heart, from the heart. And this is called Always Pure. Building the bridge that will bring you home across the doubts and fears that were your stepping stone. Feeling the love as it begins to break through, you finally let go as it all comes back to you. Filling your soul to the depths of your core, there is nothing to contain you as you begin to soar. You are the magic written in legend and lore. You are the sound of music, all harmonies score. You are the spirit love comes to adore. You are a reflection of all that love is for. You are coming home to find all that's in store is the love that gives all and always finds more. Stepping into the brightness, shining through the door. From your being, the memories with love begin to pour. All the doubts and fears are gone. You are now sure. You are a child of the light that is always pure. Yes, you are. So take a deep breath. Let it out, and when you're ready, gently open your eyes. And it says here, love is not between a beautiful man and woman. Love is between two beautiful hearts. And our friend Steve Jobs says, look, stay hungry, stay foolish. And didn't I tell you the greatest leaders of all have always talked about heart and intuition? Jeff Bezos, I just saw him in an interview recently. Elon Musk, studies on entrepreneurs have said that they use their heart and intuition more than anything else. It's a huge part of their decision-making process. And Steve said, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow know where you truly sometimes know. I just messed that up, didn't I? Have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow know what you truly want to become. Want to be, come what you have come to be. Okay, so the Greeks had a saying, right? Saper ord. which means dare to be wise. Also, it's on the path to enlightenment as man emerges from his immaturity. And it's a positive message. It can be translated in many ways, but I use it to say dare to be wise, right? But it's really dare to be free, dare to think for yourself, dare to know. So I want to tell you that one of the paths to you getting where you want to go is your dare this week. So your dare, as you know, I use dare, saper or dare to be wise, dare as a acronym for daily active remembering experience, because we're here to remember, reconnect to each other. And Socrates once said, learning is simply remembering. So if we have a daily active remembering experience, we wake up, we begin to remember who we really are. And so your dare for this episode, should you choose to accept it, is to play poker. What? Yes, to play poker. Really? Yeah. I want you to listen to Jenny Just. She's just a billionaire. But that's her real name. She runs a fintech empire with her husband, Matthew Holsizer, called Peak 6. And what has that got to do with playing poker? Listen, Linda, hang in there. I'm getting there, right? All right. What has it got to do with it? Everything, everywhere, all at once. All right. You see, all of the necessary life and investment skills can be acquired by playing poker. One of the things we're going to be talking about, we're going to get into, we're into quantum physics. We're going to get into quantum wealth. Yeah, I have a whole other program about that. Anyway, so part of that is learning the skills, the principles of wealth. And many of those investment skills can be acquired by playing poker. Huh? Right, stick with me here. So wait a minute, Stephen. I'm a woman, and poker is a man's game. I have no interest in sitting at a smoky table with a group of men drinking themselves into an early grave. Really? How come? I'm kidding. Look, neither do I. I can't stand smoke, especially cigar smoke, and I don't drink, and I don't have a smoking jacket. So poker can be played online or in real life without that kind of atmosphere. I'm still not interested. Well, listen up. So Jenny Just, a self-made billionaire who's been working and winning in the male-dominated financial industry, has figured a few things out. She's been a huge advocate for getting more women into the financial industry and train them on the nuances of how to be successful in the world of finances and investing. Now, take a wild guess which game she uses to teach all these skills. Backgammon. I'm kidding. It's poker, right? So Jenny recognized that many women would never go to a casino or a poker night with the boys to learn how to play poker. So she created an elegant business, creating elegant rooms, complete with coaches, and which provides a safe place for women to learn the rules and skills needed to become a great poker player. I know. So ladies, you are kicking butt in almost every area of academia, technology, and other areas of our world, but you are way behind in the area of finances and investing. It's time to step up. So where do you start? Well, first, you're going to need to get a smoking jacket, a box. I already said I'm not going to do that. So this may come as a surprise to you, but I'm an introvert. I don't like being in groups, and I definitely don't like crowds. I like to play games, but I like to play them remotely. So Jenny sent me a link to an app, which is also free, by the way, called Poker Power. I'm going to put the link up here so you can just download it from here. And it's easy, fun, and no pressure. Yes. So here we see women playing poker, of course, and basically confounding men in the process. And I going to take a wild guess here. There may be a few of you that would like to do that, and it'd be kind of fun. So anyway, playful fun, right? There is the QR code. If you want to get that poker game, there it is. Just put your phone up, put your camera on, go to the link, download the app for free, and have some fun with it. And then maybe show up at a poker game and have even more fun, right? When people are surprised at how good of a poker player you have become without them even knowing. Or get in touch with Jenny Just, find out where she is having poker games, and go along there. Maybe meet some other women, make some friends, and have some fun. I know. Think of everything. Okay, now this goes for ladies and gentlemen, right? No excuses, because a lot of guys are not really au fait with the world of investing either. I'm going to go through a lot of this stuff with you later, but it's be a fun thing for you. Poker will awaken the investor already within you. Just here to bring it out. So let me know how it goes in the comments below. I look forward to hearing all about your adventures. Until then, sapere ord, dare to be wise.